Let me start by telling you something that I truly believe in. Education is not a one-time event. It's not something you do just to get through school, to get a diploma, or to check off a box on a list of requirements. Education is a daily practice. It's the key to unlocking every opportunity you could ever dream of. 2025 is the year to commit to educating yourself every single day. Education is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong commitment that holds the key to unlocking endless opportunities and growth. If you think back to when you were in school, there was a very clear structure to your learning. You attended classes, took notes, studied for exams, and at the end of the semester, you graduated to the next level. That system worked because it created a sense of progression and structure. However, when you step into the real world, you realize that learning doesn't have an endpoint. In fact, it becomes even more crucial once you leave the confines of the classroom. The truth is, education never stops. Once you graduate, the world doesn't stop teaching you. In fact, it constantly provides new lessons, opportunities, and challenges. If you're not actively seeking out knowledge, you're allowing yourself to be left behind. While formal education might stop after school or university, the real learning starts when you decide to educate yourself on your own terms. The moment you commit to lifelong learning is the moment you take control of your future. The beauty of lifelong education is that it doesn't come with a syllabus or a deadline. You set the pace. You choose what you want to learn and when you want to learn it. Unlike the rigid systems we followed in school, this education is driven by your own curiosity and desire to grow. It allows you to develop not just in one area of your life, but in every aspect. Your career, your relationships, your health, your mindset. Whether you're learning a new skill to advance in your career, reading books to improve your personal development, or researching new trends in the world around you, the possibilities are endless. What you learn today can shape the life you lead tomorrow. Let's say you learn one new thing every day. That's 365 new pieces of knowledge each year. While one small piece of information might not feel like a huge change, over time, you'll find yourself gaining insights and wisdom that you didn't have before. It's like building a foundation one brick at a time. At first, it might seem like nothing is happening, but over time, you start to see the structure of your life change. Here's the thing, learning doesn't have to be formal. You don't have to sit in a classroom or attend an expensive seminar to educate yourself. Today, education is more accessible than ever. The internet has opened up a world of knowledge at your fingertips. You can listen to podcasts, read articles, watch educational videos, or take online courses, all from the comfort of your home. This accessibility gives you the power to learn about anything that sparks your interest. You can dive deep into topics related to your business, personal development, hobbies, or even spiritual growth. The opportunities to grow and expand your mind are limitless, and it's up to you to seize them. This kind of education doesn't just fill your mind with facts. It empowers you to think critically, make informed decisions, and stay adaptable in an ever-changing world. Lifelong learning isn't just about gaining information. It's about transforming yourself into a person who can navigate the complexities of life with confidence. It helps you recognize new opportunities, solve problems more effectively, and stay ahead of trends that could impact your personal and professional growth. Imagine a world where everyone committed to learning something new every single day. The collective knowledge and growth we could achieve would be astounding. But more importantly, you have the power to make this change in your own life right now. You don't need permission to start learning, and you don't need a formal institution to guide you. All you need is the willingness to make education a priority every single day. Remember, the power of education is that it's yours to control. When you commit to educating yourself every day, you take responsibility for your own future. The more you learn, the more you grow, and the more opportunities will come your way. The more you know, the more you can apply that knowledge to achieve your dreams. It's a tool that no one can take from you, and its value increases with time. So make the choice today to prioritize your education. Step into 2025 with a mindset that is open to learning, and watch as it opens doors and transforms your life in ways you never imagined. The compound effect of daily education is something that often gets overlooked, but it's one of the most powerful forces you can leverage in your life. Many people are seeking quick fixes, instant success, or the one breakthrough moment that will catapult them to where they want to be. But the truth is, real growth comes from the daily, incremental steps you take over time. The little things you do consistently, day in and day out, compound into massive results that can change the trajectory of your life. Think about a savings account. If you deposit a small amount of money each day, you might not see huge changes in the balance at first. You might not even notice it growing on a day-to-day basis. But over time, those small daily deposits add up, earning interest, and suddenly you've built a sizable amount of wealth without even realizing it. Education works the same way. Each time you learn something new, it may not seem like much in the moment, but over the course of months and years, that knowledge stacks up, deepens, and compounds. It's the small victories that build momentum and keep you on the path to success. Imagine that every day you read just 10 pages of a book. That's not a lot, is it? 10 pages a day may seem like a small effort, something you could easily overlook or dismiss. But let's say you stick with that habit for a year. That's over 3,600 pages you'll have read in 365 days. By the end of the year, you've gained new insights, developed your knowledge, and possibly transformed your understanding of a subject. Now, if you took 10 years of consistent reading, you could have read over 36,000 pages. That's the equivalent of dozens of books. Imagine the wisdom you'd have accumulated by simply committing to that small action every single day. This is the power of consistency. The magic happens when you do the small things consistently. You may not see the results immediately, but trust me, the impact of those daily deposits in your mind is profound. Whether it's reading, listening to podcasts, watching educational videos, or engaging in a conversation with someone knowledgeable, each piece of information you absorb has the potential to open new doors and create new opportunities. Over time, you will start to see patterns, make connections, and develop a deeper understanding of the world around you. It's also important to recognize that the compound effect doesn't just work for accumulating knowledge, it works for building skills, developing habits, and cultivating a mindset. Every small action you take each day compounds into who you become. Let's say you work on your public speaking for just 15 minutes every day. At first, you might not notice much improvement. But over time, those daily practices add up. You'll gain more confidence, your delivery will improve, and soon enough, you'll find yourself speaking with ease, influencing people, and creating opportunities that would have been impossible without that consistent practice. In the same way, learning something new every day compounds into your personal growth. It's not just about the knowledge itself, but the transformation that happens inside you. With each new piece of information you acquire, you shift your mindset, your perspective, and your approach to life. Over time, you'll find yourself thinking more critically, solving problems more creatively, and approaching challenges with a different kind of confidence. That's the magic of learning every day. It doesn't just change your external circumstances, it changes who you are. People often get discouraged because they don't see immediate results from their daily efforts. They think that they're not making progress fast enough. But the truth is, the power of small, consistent actions is that they create momentum that will build over time. Even when you feel like you're not making progress, the work you're putting in today is setting you up for the future. The longer you stick with it, the more you'll notice that your foundation is becoming stronger, your skills are improving, and you're becoming a person capable of achieving more than you ever thought possible. Just imagine if you woke up every morning and said, "What am I going to learn today?" and made it a non-negotiable part of your day, where would you be in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years? The results could be life-changing. You could be an expert in your field, someone people turn to for advice, someone who is sought after because of the depth of your knowledge and your ability to apply that knowledge effectively. But none of that happens without the small, consistent actions you take every single day. Think of education like planting seeds. At first, there's nothing to see. It may seem like you're just throwing seeds into the ground and waiting for something to happen, but over time, those seeds begin to take root, they start to grow, and eventually, you'll see the fruits of your labor. It's the same with your daily learning. You might not see immediate results, but keep watering the seeds of knowledge, and soon enough, you'll begin to harvest the results. Those results are the compound effect of your daily education, the consistent incremental improvements that add up to something extraordinary. If you can just stick with the habit of learning every day, you'll start to see things in your life shift. Opportunities will arise, your skills will improve, your network will expand, and your vision for the future will grow clearer. All because you made the simple choice to invest in yourself one day at a time. It's the small, consistent actions that lead to the biggest transformations. The compound effect is a real and powerful force, and when you harness it, you'll be amazed at how far you can go. So don't be discouraged if you don't see big results right away. The key is consistency. Trust that every small step you take today will lead you closer to the life you envision. The power of compounding knowledge, growth, and habits is unstoppable. Keep showing up every day, and in time, you'll see the results. Investing in yourself is the most valuable decision you can make, and education is at the heart of that investment. There is no other asset in the world that will pay you back like the investment you make in your own growth and knowledge. Think about it for a second. The returns on an investment in yourself are limitless. No one can ever take away what you learn. And the more you learn, the more you expand your capacity to achieve, create, and experience success. When I started my journey, I didn't have all the opportunities in the world. I didn't come from a wealthy family or a background of privilege, but I understood one key principle early on. I could control my education. No one could stop me from learning. I could invest in my own growth regardless of where I was starting from. It didn't matter if I had limited resources or connections. What mattered was my willingness to put in the time and effort to acquire knowledge and skills that would set me apart. That was my true advantage. You see, when you invest in yourself through education, you're not just accumulating facts or skills. You are investing in your future. Each book you read, each skill you acquire, each piece of wisdom you gain is like adding a new tool to your toolbox. It gives you more resources to handle the challenges life throws your way. Think about the power of having a wide range of knowledge at your disposal. It opens up endless possibilities. When you invest in learning, you're setting yourself up to make better decisions, to see opportunities others might miss, and to navigate challenges with greater ease and confidence. But investing in yourself doesn't always have to be about formal education or pricey courses. It doesn't have to mean spending hundreds of dollars on a certificate or a degree. It's about choosing to prioritize learning as a daily practice. Whether it's reading a book, listening to a podcast, watching a documentary, or seeking out mentors and conversations that expand your knowledge, it's about the small, consistent investments you make in your own personal development. Over time, those small daily investments stack up and create profound results. The beauty of this investment is that it pays dividends that compound and grow exponentially. Every day you learn something new, you're giving yourself a competitive edge. One of the most powerful examples I can think of is the impact education had on my own career. Early on, I was in a place where I didn't know what I didn't know, but I knew that if I wanted to change my life, I had to invest in learning. So I started with small steps. I didn't have a mentor at the time, so I turned to books, podcasts, and online resources. Over time, I learned about entrepreneurship, leadership, and financial management, and these subjects gave me the tools to build the life I dreamed of. I didn't need permission from anyone else. I made the decision that my education was my responsibility. Every day I focused on learning something that could help me move forward, even if it was just a little bit. The beautiful thing about investing in yourself through education is that, unlike other investments, it's not something that can be taken away. You can lose money, you can lose possessions, you can lose relationships, but your knowledge and skills, those are yours forever. In fact, they become a part of who you are, and when you develop the ability to learn and adapt, you become unshakable. No matter what happens around you, your ability to learn and grow will continue to open doors for you. Think of it this way. When you invest in yourself, you are making yourself more valuable, not just to others, but to yourself as well. The more you know, the more valuable you become in the marketplace. Whether you're building a business, advancing your career, or simply growing as a person, the more education you accumulate, the more opportunities will open up to you. You'll have the confidence to tackle complex problems, to innovate, to think creatively, and to find solutions where others might see obstacles. You might wonder, why is this investment so powerful? The reason is simple. Education expands your mindset. It opens your mind to new ideas, new perspectives, and new ways of doing things. It allows you to challenge your own assumptions and question the status quo. Education transforms the way you see the world, and in doing so, transforms the way you interact with it. The more you learn, the more you start to recognize your own potential. If you're serious about achieving anything in life, whether it's financial freedom, personal fulfillment, or simply living a life on your terms, investing in your education is non-negotiable. There will be times when the investment may feel like a sacrifice. You might feel tired or busy, and the return on your time and effort may not be immediate. But trust me, the more you invest in yourself today, the more the world will open up to you tomorrow. The key to success, to achieving everything you've ever dreamed of, lies in the daily commitment to learning, growing, and evolving. When you make education a priority in your life, you're essentially betting on yourself. You're saying, I believe that I am worth investing in, and I'm willing to put in the time and effort to improve my skills, expand my knowledge, and create the future I want. This belief in yourself, paired with the knowledge and skills you gain along the way, will serve as the foundation for every success you experience. The more you educate yourself, the more you unlock your true potential. You'll start to see new opportunities that were previously hidden from view. You'll start to think differently, act differently, and interact with the world around you in a way that is aligned with your dreams and goals. And this kind of education pays off not just in terms of financial success, but in terms of fulfillment, confidence, and the sheer joy of knowing that you are constantly evolving into a better version of yourself. So take the leap. Start investing in yourself today, whether it's through reading, taking courses, listening to podcasts, or finding a mentor who can guide you. Your future self will thank you for the decisions you make today. When you commit to educating yourself every day, it becomes a powerful tool to reshape your entire life. It is one of the most important actions you can take because it leads to progress even when you don't immediately see it. When I began focusing on personal growth, I didn't have all the answers, but I had a burning desire to improve. I knew that learning had to be a non-negotiable part of my daily routine. It was in that consistent pursuit of knowledge, that constant hunger to learn more, that I started seeing the true power of self-education unfold before me. The truth is, when you dedicate yourself to learning, you don't just grow your knowledge base, you also transform the way you view the world. Education opens doors, yes, but more importantly, it shapes your mindset. It equips you with the tools to not just understand the world, but to understand how you fit into it. You begin to see things through a new lens, and that lens allows you to make better decisions, avoid mistakes that others might fall into, and most importantly, make your dreams a reality. Now think about this for a moment. There's an incredible power that comes from being proactive in your own learning journey. Instead of waiting for someone to give you permission or waiting for an opportunity to come knocking, you take responsibility for your own growth. The world is full of distractions. There's always something demanding your attention, whether it's social media, entertainment, or the distractions of daily life. But when you decide to commit to your education, you essentially cut through all that noise and place your focus where it matters most, on yourself and your future. The truth is, many people don't reach their full potential not because they lack talent or resources, but because they fail to consistently invest in their growth. They wait for motivation to strike, or they expect immediate results. But the secret to success is understanding that growth is a slow burn. It's not an overnight thing. When you dedicate yourself to learning every day, even in small ways, you are creating long-term, sustainable change. And once you realize this, the pressure to get it all now begins to fade away. I've experienced this firsthand. When I began my journey, there was no grand blueprint in front of me. I didn't have a roadmap showing me exactly how to get from point A to point B. But I did know one thing. Each day was an opportunity to learn something that could move me closer to where I wanted to be. Sometimes it was just a little piece of information, a small lesson that seemed insignificant at the time, but over the years, those little pieces of knowledge added up. They gave me the foundation I needed to build the life I have today. Every step, no matter how small it seemed, was part of the bigger picture. It was like building a house brick by brick. You don't build a house in a day, but if you lay one brick at a time, it will eventually stand tall. And this is what education does for you. It lays the foundation for everything you want to achieve in life. As you consistently invest in learning, you lay the bricks of success one day at a time. The cumulative effect of these daily investments is staggering, and it compounds over time. Even when life gets tough and you start to feel like you're not making progress fast enough, remember that growth happens in the quiet moments, in the small steps. Think of the times you've gone through a period of challenge or frustration. It's easy to feel like giving up in those moments, but if you continue educating yourself, you begin to notice patterns and connections that weren't visible to you before. Knowledge gives you clarity. It allows you to see solutions instead of problems. Education is the light in the darkness, helping you navigate the unknown. And the more you learn, the more confidence you build in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Education also brings a sense of empowerment. The more you know, the less you feel powerless. When you invest in your education, you're giving yourself control over your own destiny. You're saying that no matter the challenges, no matter the obstacles in front of you, you have the tools to overcome them. You are no longer dependent on others to give you the answers. You are equipped to find the answers yourself. That is one of the most powerful feelings you can experience. But this journey isn't just about intellect, it's about personal transformation. When you commit to learning, you don't just grow your brain, you grow your entire life. You develop a mindset of resilience, adaptability, and curiosity. You stop seeing challenges as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. You start recognizing that every experience, every hardship, and every success is a stepping stone on the path to becoming the best version of yourself. This is the kind of transformation that education brings into your life. It empowers you to become the person you are capable of being. It sharpens your mind, strengthens your resolve, and opens doors that you might not have even known existed. Imagine waking up every day knowing that you are one step closer to your dreams, one lesson away from a breakthrough. The more you learn, the more you build that sense of momentum that propels you forward. It's all about developing the habit of investing in your own education. The simple act of learning each day, whether it's through reading, listening to a podcast, or engaging in a conversation that challenges your thinking, will start to shape you into someone who is always growing, always evolving, and always moving toward their purpose. The power of education lies not in the content itself, but in the process of becoming a person who is constantly evolving. You are not simply learning facts, you are learning how to think differently, how to approach problems differently, and how to live a life that reflects your deepest values and desires. This transformation is what separates those who stay stuck in their circumstances from those who rise above them. When you make learning a priority, you create an unstoppable force that can change the trajectory of your life. And when you realize that you have the power to educate yourself every single day, you unlock the door to your full potential. You have the key. All it takes is the decision to turn it and walk through the door.